Today we'll focus on parts of the DSA that specifically apply to e-commerce marketplaces. So Caoimhe, to start, when is an online platform an e-commerce marketplace?
So an e-commerce marketplace is a subset of online platform under the DSA and basically is a platform that allows consumers to conclude distance contracts with traders.
I understand the DSA puts high priority on trust and transparency. Are these marketplaces required to verify basic trader identity information prior to allowing these traders to sell to consumers?
Yes, so platforms will have to use best efforts to obtain and verify the trader's basic identity information. As well as that, they'll have to use freely available official online databases to do this. So when looking into this with our clients, we have found that this obligation to use best efforts is not that clear. It is really a due diligence obligation and is somewhat similar to many entities' existing AML and KYC obligations. It's been tricky to work out what the level of due diligence required is, but there is some helpful guidance in the DSA's recitals, which says that marketplaces don't have to carry out costly or excessive fact-finding exercises. Remember as well, we're talking about trader sellers here and not consumer sellers. So where you have a marketplace on which consumers as well as established businesses sell, the due diligence obligations will only kick in for those trader sellers.
And what if these e-commerce marketplaces are already selling to consumers?
For those traders, they will just have to obtain the information within 12 months following the 17th of February next year. If they don't obtain the information within that 12-month period, the marketplace will have to suspend traders from further selling to consumers.
Thanks, Caoimhe. E-commerce marketplaces also are required to design interfaces for the traders, and this will allow the traders to comply with their own obligations in terms of existing EU laws on pre-contractual and product safety information. Can you tell me more about this?
Yeah, so through our work on this issue so far with our clients, we found that it's not just a compliance by design obligation that's on the e-commerce marketplace. Marketplaces will also themselves need to be aware of the laws applying to traders selling to consumers, such as the laws on unfair and misleading commercial practices, unfair contract terms, various pricing rules, consumer information rights, and those rules coming from the e-commerce directive.
Okay, great. So I understand the obligations on best efforts also applies here. E-commerce marketplaces will have to verify that traders have complied with its own obligations in providing product safety information, and such as the trader's identity, like their logos, trademarks and symbols, and if there are any applicable mandatory product labels and CE markings. Is the bar the same from a due diligence perspective?
In some respects, yes. Marketplaces will again have to use best efforts to make sure traders have provided the information you've mentioned prior to allowing products to be sold. On top of that, they will also have to carry out random checks from time to time to check whether products being sold on the marketplace have been identified as illegal. We've been working with our clients in preparation for this obligation and have been assisting them in identifying these official online sources and databases on which they can carry out these checks.
Thanks, Caoimhe. Speaking of products, the Digital Service Act, or the DSA as we know it, it has many overlaps with other product safety laws. E-commerce marketplaces have to inform consumers when they've purchased illegal products. Can you speak more about this?
Yes, the DSA's new obligations on product safety will be complemented by the General Product Safety Regulation. This is due to come into force next year on the 13th of December. The DSA's new rules on product safety, however, will require marketplaces, once they become aware that a product is illegal, to 1, inform consumers who've bought that product, 2, identify the trader who sold it, and 3, inform the consumer of any relevant means of redress. As well as that, if they don't have all of the affected consumers' contact details, they will have to make that information publicly available on their platform. We've seen similar steps being taken in the USA in respect of product regulation and safety. For example, the US Department of Justice recently moved against a very well-known online marketplace for the sale of illegal and harmful products, such as unregistered pesticides, via its platform.
That's really interesting. Thanks, Caoimhe. It's certainly clear that safe and trusted e-commerce marketplaces are at the forefront of the DSA.
Absolutely. Thanks, Chanelle.